Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So let's get straight into the topic. If you are new here, I suggest you to watch the first part of the video and then watch this one because in the first part, we have talked about what are boundaries, types of boundaries, and what happens if we don't set boundaries. And in this one, we're going to discuss about how to set boundaries with others and even with ourselves. So make sure to check out the first part of the video and let's get started. Okay, so how to set boundaries with others? Firstly, I would like to remind you again that setting boundaries simply means you are respecting yourself and your needs more than the others. It's not like you are being selfish or rude. So let me tell you a few steps on how can you set boundaries with others. Number 1 is identify your limits. Before you can set boundaries, you need to understand your personal limits. Like what makes you feel comfortable, what makes you feel drained or disrespected. So you need to take some time to reflect on your past experiences where you felt uncomfortable, frustrated, or taken advantage of. And these moments often indicates the areas where boundaries are lacking. For example, imagine you feel so frustrated every time a friend borrows money from you but never returns it. And this frustration is a sign that you need to set some financial boundaries. So, when you recognize this feeling, it will help you to realize that lending money to friend without clear repayment terms is something you are not comfortable with. Number 2 is communicate clearly. Once you have identified your boundaries, the next step is to communicate them directly and respectfully. I've seen so many people who hesitates to set boundaries just because they have a fear that they might hurt others' feelings. But you know what? Being clear about your needs doesn't mean being rude. It's just you are being honest with what you can do and what you cannot do. Let's take an example. If your coworker frequently asks you to stay late to help with their work, then you can say like, I understand you have a lot to do, but I also have my own task and commitments, so I won't be able to stay late today. This response is firm yet polite, ensuring that your boundaries are communicated without unnecessary conflict. Number 3 is be firm and consistent. Okay, you need to understand this that many people may try to test your boundaries, especially when they are used to you always saying yes. So, the key is to stay firm and consistent because if you allow exceptions too often, people will assume that your boundaries are flexible and they may continue to push them. Imagine you have a friend in your classroom whom you regularly help academically, but suddenly you start to feel awkward with his or her constant demand or expectations from us. And if we ever deny to help, they just show their second face even after knowing our boundaries. Now, that, my friend, we have to watch out for. Number 4 is expect resistance and prepare for pushback. Believe me or not, but not everyone will be happy when you start setting boundaries or when you start saying no to the people. Some people may try to guilt trip you or make you feel selfish, so it's important to expect resistance and stay strong. Maybe your friend always expect you to be available to listen to their problems but never support you in return. You might say like, hey, I care about you, but I can't always be available for long emotional conversations. I also need time to take care of my own mental health. Now, if they react negatively, remind yourself that a true friend will always respect your boundaries rather than making you feel guilty for setting them. Number 5 is follow through with action. Listen, setting boundary is not enough. You have to enforce it with actions. If you tell someone that you have a boundary and you keep allowing them to cross it, then they won't take it seriously and they will continue to cross your limits. Following through means to hold or to stay committed with your boundaries every time they are tested. This can be challenging, especially when you face with resistance from the other side. But however, actions speak louder than the words. And people learn how to treat you based on what you allow. And if someone repeatedly ignores your boundaries, you need to respond with appropriate actions, whether that meant to reminding them again, setting consequences, or even limiting your interactions with them. Number 6 is use I statement instead of blame. Whenever you are communicating your boundaries, avoid blaming or accusing the other person. Instead, use I statement to express your feelings and needs. And this really reduces defensiveness and make the conversation more constructive. Instead of saying, you never respected my time and you call me at the worst moments. You can say like, I feel overwhelmed when I get late night calls and I need to have my evening free for personal time and rest. This way, you can focus on your feelings rather than attacking the other person. Number 7 is prioritize your own well being over others' expectations. If you are so much into people pleasing, then it's very common to feel guilty while setting boundaries. But remember that your own well being should always come first because you cannot pour from an empty cup, right? So, when you start to take care of yourself, it will allow you to show up better for others. And by valuing your own needs, you teach people to respect them as well. Number 8 is surround yourself with people who respect your boundaries. Lastly, understand that not everyone will respect your boundaries. Some people might continue to ignore them even after clear communication. So, if someone constantly disrespects your boundaries, it may be necessary to limit your interaction with them. Now, let's move on to the next topic, which is how to set boundaries with yourself. You know what? Setting boundaries with yourself is as important as setting them with others because sometimes we are our worst enemies when it comes to boundaries. Like we struggle so much with self discipline, overcommitment, procrastination, bad habit that drains our energy and hold us back from our goals. So when we set boundaries for ourselves, it helps us to stay accountable, focused and mentally balanced. So let's talk about some steps on how can you set boundaries with yourself. So number 1 is identify your habits and patterns. The first step to set boundaries with yourself is to recognize where you lack self-control. This could be in areas like time management, social media usage, overworking, eating, or anything. So, how do we get to know about that? Ask yourself these questions like, where do I often feel guilty, frustrated, or exhausted? What habits prevents me from reaching my goals? When do I feel like I'm wasting my time and energy? And when you understand your weak areas, you can create better rules for yourself. Like if you find yourself mindlessly scrolling through social media, you can set a rule for yourself like, I will limit my social media use to 1 hour per day and avoid using my phone before bed. Number 2 is set clear and specific rules for yourself. Now, once you've identified the habits that need improvements, you need to create some clear and specific rules. And I really mean specific. You might say like, I will be healthier or I'll use my time better. Like how? How are you going to do these things? Instead, be specific about what changes you want to make. For example, if you tend to procrastinate on your important task, set a rule like I will work on my most important work for at least 25 minutes before allowing myself to take a break. And by making a specific commitment, you create a structure and discipline in your daily routine. Number 3 is use reminders and accountability. You know what? Setting boundaries with yourself is easy, but sticking to it is the real challenge. We often tend to forget our rules when we are distracted or tempted. So, to stay on the track, use reminders and accountability methods because reminders help you to keep your boundaries strong even when you feel unmotivated. Number 4 is stay consistent and avoid making excuses because when you start to set boundaries with yourself, it's so easy to make excuses. You might say, like, okay, just one more episode, or I'll start tomorrow, or I'm very tired today. So, to avoid this, the key is to stay consistent and not letting these small slip ups turn into a habit because consistency is what makes your boundaries with yourself effective. Number 5, forgive yourself but learn from mistakes. We all know that nobody is perfect. Sometimes you might break your own boundaries, and that's okay. Instead of feeling guilty or giving up, analyze why it happened and learn from it. Imagine if you stay up too late one night, you'll be like, oh, I failed and I think there is no point in trying. Instead, ask yourself, what caused me to stay up late? How can I prevent it next time? Should I adjust my routine to make it more realistic? Because mistakes are the part of the process, but the important thing is to get back on the track instead of giving up. At the end of the day, setting boundaries is not about pushing people away or making life difficult. It's just about respecting yourself, valuing your time, and protecting your peace. Imagine a life where you don't feel guilty to say no, when you don't feel exhausted by others' demand, or you have time and energy to focus on your dreams, goals, and happiness. This is the power of boundaries. They are not the walls to keep people out, they are the gates that will allow the right people and right energy into your life. So let me know in the comment section what is the one boundary you want to set starting today. And if you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who need to hear this message. And remember, your time, energy, and your happiness matters, so protect them. And I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care and keep improving.